Hello history buffs and welcome back to Chronoglitch. We all know the Cold War, that decades-long stare-down between the United States and the Soviet Union. We remember the close calls, the proxy wars, the constant fear of the button being pushed. But what if it was? What if one of those moments of high tension, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, didn't de-escalate? What if the unthinkable happened? Let's rewind to October 27, 1962. In our timeline, this day was the peak of the crisis, but diplomacy narrowly prevailed. In another reality, a U-2 spy plane is shot down over Cuba, and instead of restraint, President Kennedy authorizes a retaliatory strike against the Soviet missile sites. The response from Moscow is swift and devastating. Within hours, the first wave of intercontinental ballistic missiles arcs across the sky. The world holds its breath for the last time. The initial exchange is catastrophic. Washington, D.C., Moscow, London, and Beijing are vaporized. Military bases, industrial centers, and major cities become glowing craters. Millions perish in the first hour. But the war isn't over. The dead-hand systems and submarine-launched missiles ensure the destruction continues for days, a horrifying, automated revenge. The skies darken with soot and dust, plunging the globe into a nuclear winter. Temperatures plummet, crops fail worldwide, and sunlight becomes a distant memory. The years that follow are a brutal struggle for survival. The great nations are gone, replaced by scattered pockets of survivors huddled in fallout shelters, remote rural communities, or fortified ruins. The old world's technology is mostly lost. Without a global power grid, internet, or organized manufacturing, society is thrown back centuries. Radiation sickness claims millions more, and new, strange cancers become commonplace. The world is a patchwork of feuding, survivor states, scavenging warlords, and isolated communities trying to rebuild a sliver of civilization. So what does life look like in this alternate present? The global population is less than 1 billion. The average life expectancy has dropped to around 40 years. The northern hemisphere is still dangerously radioactive in many areas, with hot zones that are instant death sentences. Most of humanity now lives south of the equator, in places like Australia, parts of South America, and Africa, which were less targeted. Science has become a strange mix of salvaged knowledge and new discoveries born of necessity, focused on radiation filtering, hydroponic farming in bunkers, and genetics to combat mutations. History is a fragmented mythology, tales of a golden age before the Great Fire, when people flew in metal birds and spoke to each other across oceans. The great ideological struggle between capitalism and communism ended in a tie. They both lost, leaving only the grim reality of survival in a broken world. It's a stark reminder of how close we came, and a chilling lesson in what was at stake. Thanks for joining us on this journey into a history that, thankfully, never was. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into alternate timelines. See you next time.